hello, John.
Cindy, great to see you.
Thank you for coming. I hope this is the first meeting of several meetings that we'll have together. And I also hope that we can build a long-term relationship. We are trying to do that for our company, for all our suppliers. And I hope it's the same case for you.
It's music to my ears. Myself and my colleagues are really excited about the opportunity to kickstart this, and I'm really pleased that you got in touch and asked to meet.
Nice to hear that from you also. So I think you saw my advertisement, and I need 50 high-end computers with design capabilities, 3D imaging, and animation. But actually, I need 52. I don't need 50 anymore.
You need 52,
yeah,
okay.
I had another request from one of our partners. So, and I also received the specifications about your computers. So first of all, I think, I have only 30 minutes for this meeting.
Yep.
So let me put the goals for this meeting first, so we can try to work the best.
This sounds good. Okay.
So I think the goal for this meeting is to define all the details for this transaction.
Yep.
And if it's possible, and if we agree to good terms, maybe close the deal today. So what I need to define is basically the number and model of computers, price and payment conditions, all the guarantees that you guys are offering to us, delivery condition and terms, discounts, and it's pretty much this.
So I think we're in the same place. All things I'm hoping to walk away with. One thing I'd add though is I really want to spend the first little bit here getting to know your business a bit better.
Okay.
I sent you over some of the specs. I mean, I'm happy to go through in any level of depth, but I don't want to sell you something you don't need. So I really want to better understand what it is you need, and let me then tell you a little more about our products in that context.
Sure. So we are basically a consulting firm that offer solutions for our clients. And basically our differential is that we have some academics that they put together all their knowledge about new theories and new algorithms. They put it together with nice presentations and design presentations that we can pass the information to our clients much easier. So basically that what we do is that, and we also have in our team a team of designers. And they are responsible for putting all this information, this math information, into a friendly deliverable, which is, sometimes we use holograms, sometimes we just use presentations, but the graphic thing in our business is really important for us to communicate to our clients. So
interesting, and I've heard that it's also very interactive, as in your guys are kind of up in front of the room,
exactly.
Doing lots of things that really make you different than your competitors.
Exactly.
We may need to use you ourselves here, but okay. So then when you translate that into computers, can I understand a bit more about why the purchase for computers now? Are you replacing existing computers? If so, which are these new?
Yeah.
And specifically, what are these going to be used for?
Yeah, we are replacing some computers that we already have, and we had some complaints from our clients and also from our team that the computers that we have now are not performing well. And also we would like to have this hologram feature that one of your models have. So it's basically that we are replacing, and we want computers with higher performance.
And how often do you tend to buy? I mean, you're looking for 52 now. What would be your next order after that?
As our business relies a lot on the computers, I think, I don't have this answer actually, but I think we would buy new computers as soon as these ones get, the technology of these ones get old.
Okay.
So we always need to have a high-end, top-level computer.
Yeah,
so.
It sounds like it. Sounds like it's a pretty small investment relative to what you're doing for your clients. Now, in terms of urgency, do you need these immediately?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So we got to get these
I
fast.
need this delivery in most 2 weeks.
Okay, ASAP. Okay, good. And the last thing I want to get a sense for was just general budget. I mean, it sounds like you're talking, top of the line here, high end, and I know your specs called for the best machines out there. I sent you, and of course I sent you some of our prices, but put those aside. What are you looking to spend on these machines?
I have a limited budget. I'd like to hear from you first.
Yep.
What are the conditions that we can try to work on it?
Yep.
But my budget is limited.
Okay.
I don't know how can we do this because like I saw the price that you have here for your top model.
Yep.
And if we apply for 52 computers, we are a bit far away from
Okay.
the budget here.
Well, let's put numbers aside for a sec, and
Sure.
let me just tell you a little bit more about some of the options we have.
Okay.
I'm also pretty familiar with what else is on the market, so I'm happy to talk about that as well, if that's helpful. So, I sent you 4 of our models. As you see, the very bottom line there. You know, these very much vary in terms of when they've come to market. When they came to market, they were all the top of the line. That's what we pride ourselves on. But you know, obviously today, 4 months ago, we released our Hallmark 6700, which really is the best machine on the market, objectively by specs. It doesn't mean it's the best machine for you. You may not need this, but given what you just said, it does sound like it could definitely, you know, resonate. So. You know, in each of these machines, you know, obviously, you know, very fast, all the memory needs you're going to need. But in particular, I think what differentiates us, you know, first, each of these models have inbuilt projectors. So, you know, you're able to project right out of the machine, very convenient for client service type work. Not only are they inbuilt, but then touch-free sensors. So, you know, you could project this basically up into space and, you know, using your hands, start to interact with the images. Again, quite effective given some of the stuff you're talking about. You know, that exists on the latest 2 models. The 3D animation exists on the latest 3 models, and you know, similar now, except when you're projecting something 3D. And then, interestingly enough, there's this hologram feature, which you just mentioned. So that's only available on the 6700, and really is the most, you know, differentiating feature across the board.
Basically, what you are telling me is that apart from the hologram projection, the computers are pretty much the same.
Well, so there's you know, very slight differences beyond that. So you see a bit of a difference in the type of screen. You're going to get a better screen on the 6700. You're going to see slightly different materials in the 6700, but the hologram is really one of the bigger differentiating features. A little longer battery as well. But let's talk about the hologram, because I mean that's probably the first place. It sounds like you want this. This is important to you.
This is important.
Okay, and do you need it in all the machines? I mean, you know, there's also a mix and match option we could do here.
No, I will. Maybe you can help me with this. For example, I have a team of 50 professionals, and not all of them have interface with clients.
Yep.
So, do you think this kind of specification would only apply when you are presenting to clients, or for working?
Our clients find it very effective just with their own teams, because I mean it's much more interactive, it's much more immersive. So, you know, even if you and your management team are sitting in a room, you know, this is still better technology to communicate client aside. Now, obviously, this is very impressive to clients, but you know, I definitely think, you know, there's a possibility that you step down a few machines at a bit of a lower model, maybe. You know, just kind of bring the overall price down, make sure you have the right machines for the client, make sure you have maybe a cheaper machine internally. It's an option. It's an option to kind of mix and match. I don't know that I would go below the 4700 though, because you know then you know the touch-free sensor starts to come into play, and I think you definitely want that. That's pretty key. So I think you're probably in the 4700, 6700 models.
Okay. Let me put more details here. For example, I have 50 people in my team.
Okay.
And 8 of them are senior business specialists, and they deal with clients almost every day.
Sure.
So I think for these guys, the hologram projection would be nice to have. Also, I have 10 designers in this team. So I also think for these guys, this feature would be nice as well, because they design, they work with graphs and everything. But I have also 28, around 25, I don't know exactly how many are them, but like around 25 business specialists, which stay most of their part in the office, putting together all the work. And I don't know to what extent they would need this hologram feature. And I also have around 7 interns,
Mm-hmm.
which probably don't need that feature.
No.
So
Okay.
maybe we can work on a portfolio here of computers that
Yeah. So
we
here's
can address these
given
necessities.
what you just said. Here's what other clients like you may do. So you'd say those 18, the senior business folks and the designers, those 18 need the hologram machine. So put them in that bucket. The 28 people in the office, you probably would want some of them to have the hologram machine because they want to be using the same technology as those that are with the clients, and maybe, of course, some of them may not. So you may there go kind of 50-50. So 14 of them take a hologram machine, and maybe 14 of them take this 4700. And then, as you say, the interns probably can do with the 4700.
Yeah.
So if you did something like that, you're looking at roughly 32 machines of hologram, and the balance, the 20 or so from the 4700.
Okay, I'm just afraid that this is gonna be way above my budget.
Let's not worry about budget just yet. I hear you that there's a concern there. I think we have some options. Let's talk a bit about that. So
Okay.
I'll tell you some things that we can consider to bring the pricing down, which sounds like it may be important here. So let's first talk a bit about delivery. You mentioned that as being something. How you said you need them urgently, but just how urgently do you need these machines delivered?
You usually, I saw here that you can deliver in 2 weeks, right? The top model. 2 weeks would be the ideal,
Okay.
but I can work with 3 weeks, I think.
Okay. So we may have some flexibility there then. That's helpful. What about warranty? How important, what type of duration do you think you need a warranty, and how important is on-site service to you?
This is really important. What are your options? How can we work with that?
Well, so our standard warranty is 3 years, but as you say, you're probably going to be in the market to buy new machines once this equipment gets obsolete, and we're projecting roughly 2 years, at the point at which we'll release our next model, and you may want to upgrade. So if you're willing to take the warranty down from 3 to 2 around the time you're going to replace, potentially I could bring the price down a bit more, shorter warranty time.
How much?
Well, so
In terms of percentage terms?
I mean, we're kind of in the 3-4% ballpark there. But the other thing though that works into that cost is on-site maintenance. Now these machines, the reviews are through the roof. I mean, TNet has said this is one of the best machines out there in a long time. We're not expecting any issues, but if we can get rid of the next day on-site, that price can come down again.
Okay. No, this is something that we can work on. Tell me everything, then I can see the big picture, and then maybe we can try to work on the.
So the other thing then is around payment. Is cash flow an issue for you? I mean, how quickly are you able to pay for these?
Yeah, the terms of payments, it's something that is really important for me. I wouldn't be able to pay you up front.
Okay.
Usually, what are the terms that you give to your clients?
Typical 30-day. But if you're able to pay in a week, I can get the price down again. But it doesn't sound like
that wouldn't work for me.
Okay.
I think I need at least 30 to 40 days.
Okay. The other thing I can do is I could probably give you a little more of a discount on the 4700. It's just an older model, so we probably can take some off there. So I mean, look, what we just talked about there. If we delay the delivery a bit, and if you're willing to reduce the warranty and do away with on-site next day, I have about roughly 7% I can knock off, and if you're able to, if you're going to take some of the 4700s, I probably can take 10% off that price. So we can move. We have some movement there on things like that.
Okay. So.
So can you give me a sense for pricing? I mean, I gave you prices $55.90, $67.95. Just how high are these relative to what you were hoping to spend?
It's much higher than what I can spend.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay.
I would say that 45% if I take all the M6700. If I take 50 computers of these, I it's get above my budget around 40%.
So let's just talk for the individual model for a sec. So it sounds like these numbers are about 40% higher than what you're able to pay.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're going to probably have to talk some options. I mean, the challenge I have is that are the competitive models on the market are still selling higher than what you're able to pay, and as you would have seen from some of the comparisons, ours are performing much higher on a whole bunch of dimensions. That's public information from the TNET website.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a bit of a sense for what the pricing is on some of the competitive models. There's nothing we're going to be able to do to get the price down 40%. I mean, these being new to the market, our costs are still pretty high on them. We're not making great margins on them at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, we can't get them down 40%, nor could our competitors get them down 40%. So,
yeah, no, I see. I imagine that already. One thing that I didn't tell you is that if we have a good deal here, I can probably recommend you to. I have like a lot of relationships in the IT business. I've been working with this like for more than 5 years.
Yeah.
And since that we get a good relationship and a good deal here, I could definitely recommend you to other clients. And maybe we are talking here about 50 computers, but for you it would be much more than that. But I understand that you probably cannot reach the 40. So I think the solution here would probably be to create a portfolio of computers, different, a mix.
Yep.
Let's try to work on that, see how far can we get from this,
Sure.
from my budget, and then...
The other option, let me just put it on the table, because it sounds like it may be something you're willing to consider. So we also have a new program in place where you could lease machines. So, if you essentially want want the power of the machine but can't pay for it up front, and of course there's going to be a premium worked into it, but you can always pay for it for a year or 2 years, something like that. So the amount you're paying is less.
That is something really interesting for me, because actually, as I told you, these academics that work in our firm, they don't work the whole year.
Okay.
And even the students, they come for 2 months during summers and 2 months during winters. So maybe it would be interesting for me like to rent the computers, to lease the computers just for this period that they are there.
Well, and it sounds like for those 7 interns that might be interesting, and maybe a subset of the 28 who are in the office. I don't know you want to rent for the 18 key people you have out in the field.
Mm-hmm.
But for those in the office, it may be an idea.
Yeah, it could work.
So let's. I like your suggestion. We should put together a portfolio of machines. We'll take into account some of that discounting I talked about, and I can work some of the numbers here on the spot. And maybe then let's see where that comes out to, and then we can talk about leasing some of the machines to bring the price down a bit more if need be.
Okay.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, sure.
So where do you want to start with the portfolio?
I need like 18 M6700.
Yep.
This is for sure. And then 25.
Okay. 25 of the 4700.
4700.
So that's 43.
And maybe the other. No, put 27. 4700.
Yeah.
And the rest, the 3500.
Okay.
Or the leasing option.
Well, let's start with the. Well, in fact, why don't we let's throw them into the 4700 for now, and then given that price, we can think about bringing them out to bring it down. So with that, then you have 18 of the 6700, 34 of the 4700. Now I mentioned we could give the a discount on the delivery, so we'll put 3% there. We can take some off given the warranty we talked about, so we'll put 4% there. I'll give you a discount on the the older models, the 4700, 10% there. So what that then does is net. There's a 7% discount on the 6700s and a 20% discount on the 4700s off the pricing I just told you. Your total bill there would come to $273,000.
Yeah, it's way above my budget here.
How much is that above your budget?
Let's work with 180.
Okay.
That's what I have approved from my board.
Okay.
So what I think we can work in. Let's try that option about the leasing. See how it fits.
All right. So let's take. So you said 27. Okay. So let's take. Let's take seven of the machines and think about leasing them.
Okay.
So, how long would you want to lease them for?
4 months per year.
4 months a year.
Yeah.
All right. So, if that's the case, then 4 months of the 4700 is going to be $634 per machine. So 7 machines is going to be about
40,000.
Right. Yeah, that's right. So 4,500. So that could be an effective option to get the pricing down. Now the problem is, even if you're only going to take 45 of the machines, you still have if you're going to take buy 45 machines, lease 7, you still have $240,000 there. So
240.
Yeah.
So can we work on the other options that you said? Guarantees, delay the delivery a little bit.
So I've done that. All that's priced in at the moment.
Guarantees. What are you working with?
Right now you have a 2-year warranty, no next day on site, but you can bring them into the shop. We can get to you pretty fast, and as I say, I'm pretty confident that we won't have an issue there. So
sorry, but 2 years you said.
2 years. 2 year warranty.
And the delivery?
The delivery is ASAP. If you're able to delay it, I've taken delivery discount. So, we're going to delay our typical 1 week delivery by a week or 2. So you get it in 2 to 3 weeks.
2 weeks. If I extend this for 4 weeks, can you give me a larger discount?
There's not much I can do there. That's about as far as we can go. The other place, as I say, that we can knock some off is if you can make an earlier payment. So 180 though is your threshold.
Yeah. Maybe I can go a little bit further, but not that much.
What do you think you can go to? Because I can come up with some.
How much you have? No, for no.
Right now you're at 245 or so with the lease machines.
Yeah, maybe I could go to 190, but not much more than that.
190?
Yeah.
All right, so I think.
Is there anything else that we can do here? So just for me to remember, so you are considering 18, the 6700.
Yep.
And 20, 25.
27 of 4700. Let's put it down to 25 for a sec though. So that means you're buying 43 machines, you're leasing 9. So your buying cost is $230,000. Your leasing cost is about $6,000. You have those machines for 4 months.
And what is the total cost?
So your total cost is about $237,000.
Yeah.
So we're still
it's really far away.
We're still a little bit off.
I think we have no deal at this price.
Well, so the challenge, as I say, is maybe we should look at coming down to some of the even lower models because you're asking for the world's top machines, and as I say, I mean even our competitors can't do better pricing than this. So
No, actually, the price of them it's really smaller. No?
so which ones are you? Which
The
ones are you looking
Challenger
at?
they have the hologram projection feature also, and it's
I mean they're
much cheaper than your product.
well, I mean so they're in a 5,500 to 6,000 range. With the discounts I've given you, we're sitting just over 6,000 at the moment. So
Yeah, no, but they probably would give me a discount also. No?
I mean, I can't speak for them. I mean, what I can tell you about them, and of course we're in a bunch of legal challenges with them at the moment because we believe that they've actually knocked off some of our technology. They're not known for their service, and I think if you read the reviews, you start to see that. And there's been a bunch of complaints about the system crashing, so I think that's pretty concerning in a client service world. If you look at the TNET scores there, you kind of see it also reflected in what the editors and what the users are saying. So, I mean, yeah, certainly a bit cheaper, but I'm not sure that the trade-off makes a lot of sense for you in the client service.
What is more important for you, like the volume, the number of computers, or the discounted price that you?
These are new to the world machines, so I can't discount them much below cost, which is what we're getting close to at the moment. So, I mean, of course, volume is important, and I probably can take. I could probably take off a bit more if we drive some more volume, but there's not a ton more we can go down, just given the.
Yeah, no, because like I'm really far away from my budget, and it's a budget. I cannot go above that.
So what if?
And I would like to have a complete solution for
I understand.
my problem. I would like to buy all the computers with the same supplier, so in terms of guarantees, like service, would be much easier for me.
So let me just play with an option here, because what I'm seeing us do maybe is lease a few more of them. Leasing's good as well because you kind of get to test them.
But leasing would add me an expense for the next year.
It would, but at least it could help to alleviate the budgetary pressures. So if you're only going to use it 4 months a year, as you're saying, then at least you're not going to be paying for it to be sitting around. So when maybe if people see it, they like it, you maybe can get a bit bigger budget next time.
What is the leasing price in terms of percentage of the total price of the computer?
It's pretty low. The way that we do leasing here is we take the annual price, we take the total price, and we basically calculate it to be on a monthly basis over 5 years. So you think about basically the price, amortize it over a monthly basis over 5 years, and you're just paying for the number of months you use plus a markup. But I mean, here's what I'd suggest. If you were to knock down your 4700s to only 20 models, right? Your buying cost is now 207, and you're going to lease. You're now going to lease another 24 machines. It brings it down quite a bit. Can you get your budget?
Next year, I would have to have a new budget for the leasing of these computers.
Understood. Yeah. Could do you think you can get your budget up to 200,000?
What can you do?
20. So if you can get it up to 200,000, I can probably find another 10,000 or so. So you can walk away with $210,000 in equipment with the discount.
What do you mean?
So let me just want to put these numbers in and see what it comes to. So if you take 18 4700s and 18 6700s, So you buy 36 machines.
6 and the other 16.
The other 16 you lease at a total price of $634 a year. So if you're going to get for 4
How
months,
much?
$634 a machine. You get each of the machines 4 months a year, so $10,000 there. $10,000 in leasing. So $10,000
for how many months?
for the 4 months that you need it.
No, but actually I need in 4 months just 7 computers because
Okay.
I have students interns that they come only for 4 months.
Yep.
But these are the guys that need the computer just for 4 months.
Okay. All right. So you need 7 there. Yeah. I mean this. Look, I think what we're gonna have to consider here is leasing more just to get you under your budget, because the challenge is there's what I was suggesting here is that if you were to buy 36 and lease the rest, you walk away with a bill of $210,000, and remember the discount's already factored in here. You put $200,000 into that, I'll personally contribute $10,000, so you walk away with a bill of $200,000.
So
which is
I would have
20,000 over your budget.
18,700.
Yep.
18 for 700.
Right.
And 16 leased computers.
Yeah.
No, but then I would have to lease 9 of them for 1 year. For the full year.
I see what you're saying.
And 7 for 4 months.
Okay. Got it. So let me tell you what that is. Yeah. So your total leasing price then. $7 and 9. All right, so you have 20,000 in leasing. I'll kick in the other 10, so you're fine. You can walk away with the machines for a year. 7 of the machines for 4 months. The other 9 machines for a year.
Okay, so I have 52 machines, right?
You have 52 machines. You're going to pay 200,000. I'll contribute 20,000. In that, you already have the discounts worked in that we talked about.
Okay.
Is that something you can do?
Yeah.
All right. We'll get you the contract here in the next day.
We'll send you the invoice
and we're happy to come to the office, do a demonstration if your guys need to kind of see how to use them. And let's keep the conversation going. I want to make sure these are everything you guys need.
Thank you. I appreciate your help.
Thank you.
And I think we run out of time. 33. So I just stop here.
Stop.